All right. Well, we will go ahead and get started. And this is scholarship training for ESDs. Our focus here is really on new ESDs and training to help them as they get started and to help them as they launch their high school teams into the schools. So our topics for today are going to be scholarships that we offer, talking about scholarships and when to talk about them, getting the most out of offering scholarships, or what you could say is getting the most bang for your buck. Policy and procedure, which we have gone over before, so we'll spend just a short amount of time on that. And you should all have that document. Any of the documents that I show today that you don't have, let me know. I'll email them to you so you can add them to your file. Tracking form, it's an integral part in making sure that this works well, so we will talk about the tracking form as well. And then we'll also do some QA for you guys. So let's get started. We're going to begin with what we offer. And what we offer starts with a list of scholarships that your high school team is armed with as they go out to the schools. These scholarships are different per campus, but many of the campuses have the same scholarships. So I've picked a campus that has pretty much the same scholarships as everybody else to talk about. First off, we have the Cottrell Scholarship. We offer 10 of those to local high school students every year, and that scholarship is worth $1,000 per student. You'll see the deadlines on here, 5 o'clock on March 26th, and then what the applicant needs to do in order to qualify for this scholarship. The second scholarship we offer 5 of, the Founders Scholarship, is a $500 scholarship, and it has a deadline of December 23rd. Also included here are all the elements needed in order to qualify for that scholarship. The third is Imagine America, and it has a deadline of May 26th. It is a scholarship form that you actually fill out online, and it gets submitted to Imagine America. It gets approved through going through the student's counselor at the school, and then is returned to you as, hey, this student has qualified for the Imagine America scholarship. What you may or may not know about Imagine America is yearly we pay in a large sum of money to be a part of the Imagine America Scholarship Foundation, and they in turn work with us and to help make it available for a lot of students. That scholarship offers 3 per high school. So each high school in your market can offer 3 of those scholarships. So it really, and looking back over statistics of last year, there's not a lot of schools where you guys have more than 3 people enrolled from. In some cases, yes, but not a ton. So a lot of opportunity with the Imagine America to really get a lot of students involved in that. And that scholarship can have a huge benefit on a student, because I know a lot of times, I've heard this before, representatives will say something to the effect of, gosh, $1,000 isn't that much. Well, that can go directly to a student's in-school payment. So a $1,000 scholarship in some cases can completely wipe out a student's in-school payment. So it is a significant amount of money. I want to spend a minute talking about the dates of these 3 scholarships, and you'll notice they're staggered throughout the year. We'll talk first about the Founders Scholarship of December 23rd. That's really a great scholarship for a student who is early on in the process, making a decision early and wanting to go to college, and we've met with them in August, September, or October. That really gets the ball rolling for them even before Christmas, or right around Christmas time. They're going to find out if they qualified for a scholarship. They're also going to be able to say and tell their family they're applying for scholarships. So lots of benefits there. Also, in early January, you'll be able to award these scholarships out at your school campuses. So at scholarship nights or at events, your representative can go out and say, Johnny here just won a Founders Scholarship from San Joaquin Valley College and is planning to start school in July. That goes a long ways with the school, because you are in turn saying, look, we're giving back. There's scholarship opportunities for students, and there's more to come. So that really will help drive the early enrollment, the Founders Scholarship. The John Futrell Scholarship does a similar thing. It will drive the early enrollment because of the March 25th deadline. And you should also, similar fashion with the Founders Scholarship, be getting out there early to award these scholarships. So by April, you should be back on your campuses at events at that high school awarding this scholarship so that the students of that school, the faculty of that school, hear our name, see what we're doing, and see how we're helping students. Thirdly, the Imagine America. Yes.
Hey, just quick question. It says 5 scholarships available for grads, so that's 5 spread out over all the high schools, or 5 per high school?
That's over your campus has 5 scholarships, and so they could go
5 total.
5 total, correct? Correct.
So they'll wait till the deadline and then review everything and then get back to us.
Yeah, and I'm going to go over committees here in a second, so we'll discuss that here in a second. The Imagine America Scholarship has that May 20th deadline. Now that's just right before school's out for most of you, your area high schools. So we can get those in earlier and then be able to award those at scholarship nights. We can get them in by the May 20th deadline and still have a strong likelihood of making the scholarship nights. But most all area high schools have scholarship nights. It's where they bring all their seniors up and say, this senior got a scholarship here, and this one got a scholarship here, and this foundation's offering this person a scholarship. We want to be a part of that. We want our name to be a part of that because we want the school and we want the students to know that we're involved. A misstep with scholarships is when you don't take part in the distribution process at the area high schools and you just hand them to them at school, your campus, and say, oh yeah, here's your scholarship certificate. That's a misstep because it misses the opportunity for us to be out public and talking about scholarship money that we're giving away. This is the Modesto campus flyer, and just look at the top. We've got $50,000 worth of scholarships available for their area. So that's a significant amount of money, and we want to make sure people know that we are providing that and offering that. Before I move into talking about how you form your committees, let me ask, any questions about deadlines or any questions about these 3 scholarships? Okay. So both the John Futrell and Founders Scholarship requires that a committee is formed on your campus. You review the essay, the 200-word essay, and you will then determine out of the pool of applicants that you have who's going to win the scholarship. It has been done different ways. I've heard of campuses who've had every participant in the process come in and actually sit and talk to the panel and tell them why they should deserve the scholarship. I've seen others where the panel has sat down and looked through the essays and found the people that they feel best deserve the scholarship and have awarded it that way. But again, another misstep is if you only have 10 scholarship participants who've actually filled out the form and you have 10 scholarships, you're not you're not able to really go through as much and really find the best people. So with these first 2 scholarships, it's really important that people understand, like, hey, you're entering the process and you're going to see if you can get the scholarship, and then that committee that's formed will determine who is the best choice for that. That committee is usually made up of the high school admissions representative in some cases, the ESD in some cases, the campus director, some folks from the education department, just a wide variety of people from your campus. In some places, the admissions representative has purposely taken themselves out of the process and given it to the committee. They organize everything, get everything set up, but they don't take part in the decision-making process because they know the students and they may have a bias toward one student or another student. But all of that, how you form your committee, is determined at the campus level. Questions about that? All right. So moving on to getting the most bang for your buck, I've kind of integrated that in our conversation, but we really want to get our scholarships out to the high school campuses so those folks on the campus see us handing out and awarding these scholarships. I have to tell you, based on recent years, I don't think we're very good at that. The survey that we took, the Survey Monkey that we took at the high school launch for 2016 indicated that most teams were in the 3 to 5 category of how many they actually participated in for the year. So really look at your opportunities and look at and find out and calendar when these events are, so that your high school admissions representative can go take part in it. There's a side bit to this too. I think late in the year, come April, May, when your high school representative is tired, kind of feeling like they're grinding through the days, it's uplifting for them also to see their students get a scholarship and the smile on their face and know that they've been successful at something. So I really recommend that they take part in that as well. So let's look at policy and procedure for a minute. And again, all of you have this, so I'm not going to spend a great deal of time on it. But I want to look at both sides of it, what you do at your campus and then what's going to happen when the scholarship returns to your campus. So prior to sending it to the CAO and then from the CAO back to the campus. So you're going to submit all your scholarships on the scholarship tracking form, which I'll show you guys in a second. They're supposed to be submitted to the admissions specialist and the admissions assistant. So from there, you'll see all the different categories of information that you need to put on the scholarship tracking form and then get it sent over to us. I want to stress the importance of the fact that this form is the scholarship, when it is sent back to you, and it's sent and it's signed by Mike Perry, that works like a check. And that's very important for you to understand, because it works like a check and it goes to the student, but a copy of it needs to go to financial aid. That's the only way it's going to get taken off the student's account. So any questions about that? Let me tell you in the past some of the things that have happened. I've heard of scholarships going back to campus. They get handed out to students. They never get photocopied. And then financial aid comes to us saying, hey, I don't have this write-off for this student. I never received a copy of the scholarship certificate. I've heard of scholarship certificates getting to the ESD office and not getting handed out. They just lay in the ESD office. So it's important that you and your representative are working closely and working hard to make sure that when they come in, you determine how they're going to be distributed to the student, hopefully at an event at the high school. You make sure that they get photocopied and they get over to the financial aid team. And then you make sure that that student gets their scholarship. So some important things. Policy and procedure, I won't spend any more time on that. That's definitely something you can review at any time and go from there. I do want to look at the tracking form. This is what the tracking form looks like. Some of you may have it, some of you may not. I'm going to send it out to everybody after our call today. But each tab at the bottom is Founders, Imagine America, New Year, John Cottrell, and then the process. Whatever scholarship you're submitting, submit it on the correct tab. The date submitted is the day that you're submitting it to the CAO. So if it's tomorrow, you would put tomorrow's date. The start date is the projected start date for that student. The student name and student number are pretty clear. The award amount is how much you're awarding the student, what program they're going into. Very important that that's there, because on the scholarship certificate, we print that. So make sure to add that. And then this column would be blank over here. So you would submit this, and throughout the course of the year, as more people come in, don't take any of these off or move them. Just keep adding to this list. Then if a student 2 months from now cancels, you can go up here and just put in the word cancel. and then it'll be there. Don't take them off the list, because what we're going to want to know is if you're canceling somebody and then you're going to ask that a different scholarship be resubmitted for another student, we may say, well, you've already submitted, like for instance in Imagine America, you've already submitted 3 for this school. You can't have another one. And what you want to do at that point is to go back and say, oh, well, for this school, I dropped this student, or this student canceled on us. So very important that you keep this updated over here. The majority of this column will be blank. It'll just be the few that cancel on you that you'll need to go back and update. For Imagine America, we've added a column that says school. Because we know that we're only allowed 3 per school, we wanted to put this column in here to help us and to help you know when we hit our 3. Any questions about the tracking form that we have? Okay.
Can you just run through how that's on InfoZone, Ron?
No, it's something that I send out every year, so I'll send it out after our meeting today, and you'll have it for the year. Some ESDs drop it on their desktop, so they have it right there, and then we'll clear it out and start over again next year. But I will go ahead and just send it out to everybody after this so that you'll have it.
Cool, thank you.
All right, it's a question and answer time. What questions do you guys have?
John Cottrell, is that one going to be pretty much done in the same manner as the founders?
Yes. As in the process?
Yeah, like getting the students to, I guess when they submit the essay, we're sending it up, or we send it to the committee, and then we select which ones go, and then those are the ones that we're going to send up to you guys?
That's correct. So those would be, the tracking form would only be the winners. So
okay.
Let's say hypothetically you have 20 people apply, your committee narrows it down to the 10, you would submit the 10 names of the winners.
Okay. So this sheet that we have is basically the entire process. So they're not submitting anything else besides the essay and the recommendation letter, for example.
Correct.
Where's the applications and stuff like that? You're going to send all those out too?
Yes, they'll land on your campus.
Okay.
Any other questions?
What's our deadline for submitting it on a regular basis?
There really isn't one. What it comes down to is when you get a group that are processed and you want to get those certificates made, send them over.
Okay.
I'll tell you from past experiences, the biggest potential failure in the process is when people wait to the last minute to get things done. Multiple things happen. One, we lose the opportunity to celebrate at high schools because we've waited too late in the year. We tend to have a bit of a blockage in getting them processed quick enough. It doesn't process through as quickly as we would like, and everybody tends to run around trying to make it happen, and it's really stuff that should have been done a month and a half earlier than the day you're trying to do it. So getting them done early is a huge advantage to you and to your team. Also, a common question comes up when somebody submits a batch of scholarships. They'll ask, how quickly are we going to get them back? And unfortunately, we return the answer with, I don't know. And I want to explain why. Robin is very quick to produce the scholarships, but then once they're produced, she has to turn them into Mike Perry for his signature, and that comes at his availability. And then once they're done, she is very quick to get them back out to your campus. So the unknown is the time from when she hands them to Mike until when Mike returns them to her. And unfortunately, we can't control that timeline. He, has travels and business meetings and different things like that that keep him out of the office. And sometimes we have to wait a week. So just want to let everybody know that there are times it won't get back tomorrow or the next day. And if you have a scholarship event coming up and you need to be able to hand the student something and you don't have the certificate, one option that's been done is just a letter that says, congratulations, you're being honored with John Futrell Scholarship from San Joaquin Valley College. Now, that doesn't act as the official document, but it's just something you can hand out at a scholarship night that says congratulations to the student. All right, that is all I have. If you have anything else, please let me know. I will send out your tracking form to you so that you have it. And as we move forward throughout the year, please just feel free to ask at any point, and we'll be glad to work with you any way we can. But we've tried to make it as simple of a process as we can, and we want to make it as efficient as possible, and we really want to use it as a tool for our representatives. Lastly, our representatives, and I should have stated this earlier, but lastly, our representatives need to be talking about scholarships all the time. In-class presentations, they should be talking to teachers when they're trying to set up presentations and discussing with them the importance and value that we offer scholarships. When students and their parents come in to visit the campus, this piece of paper should be on the desk. It should be a part of the conversation. Every point along the way, there should be discussions about your son or your daughter has an opportunity to earn a scholarship through San Joaquin Valley College that will significantly help them in making this more affordable. And we want you to be applying for these scholarships. So really important that it is a part of their conversation at every point in the process. If you go out and observe your high school advisor in action in a classroom, you should make sure that they've talked to the teacher about it, make sure that it's incorporated into their presentation, make sure when they're scheduling appointments and you hear him back in the office that they're talking about it. Make sure that when the parents are there with the student, they're talking about it. So really ingrain that into their process. And that is all I have. Thank you guys for taking part in our scholarship training. If you have any questions, let me know. And take care and have a great day.
Thanks, Ron. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks, Ron.
Bye-bye.